Hey everybody, welcome to this special edition of Golfing Vegas. Today I'm testing the Titleist Vokey SM10s heads up against the Cleveland RTZ Custom wedges. The only difference between them is going to be the shafts. The Titleists have the stock steel shafts off the rack. The Clevelands have the recoil dark graphite shafts. That's the only difference between the clubs, but we're going to let the data do the talking. Stay tuned. Up first, we're starting with the lob wedges. I'm gonna go full shot with the lob wedges. We're gonna keep 3 good shots with each, compare the data, do the exact same with the sand wedges, and then work on some short game stuff. So up first, we're doing the Titleist Vokey SM10 60-degree lob wedge, full swings. Good strike. Ball speed was 77 miles an hour. That carried, according to the launch monitor, 90 yards. Rolled out to 97. Simulator says it carried 89. Had 9,883 RPMs of backspin. Very good strike. Almost exactly the same shot. 78 ball speed, carried just a tiny bit further. According to launch monitor, carried 92 yards. Rolled out to 100. Simulator says 91 yards, rolled to 100. 94.21 backspin. Tell you what, they're consistent. They're all right there together. 78.1 ball speed, 92 yard carry, roll it to 99 yards. And that one had 9,815 RPMs of backspin. That's the Vokey. Let's go with the Cleveland up next. Okay, we just hit 3 shots with the Vokey. Now 3 shots with the Cleveland 60-degree. Struck well, 78 ball speed, carried 92 yards. Rolled out to 100. Backspin of 9,060. Ball speed is 77, carried 90. Rolled out to about 98, it looks like. Backspin of 9,247. 78 ball speed, carry 93. Going out to 101. Backspin, 9,896. All right, let's look at the data. This is the data for the full swing 60-degree. The first 3 balls are the Vokey. The last 3 are the RTZ. The top line, this is the average of all, so we're just gonna look at, compare the 3 to 3. On the ball speed, they were really, really close. The Titleist averaged 76.63 miles an hour and the Cleveland 77.7. So it was like 0.1 higher on ball speed, really, really close. The carry was a little bit longer with the Cleveland. It carried 90.9 yards on average, so right 91 yards. And the Titleist was 90.37. So almost a yard difference in carry. And in total, the Cleveland was a little bit longer total. It averaged 99.63 versus the Titleist at 98.7. So it was about a yard longer on total. But the reason for that is the Titleist actually spun a tiny bit more. The average backspin for the Titleist was 9,706 RPMs of backspin. And for the Cleveland, it was 9,401 on the backspin. Now we're gonna do full sand wedges. I'm starting with the Cleveland for this test, so we try to keep everything fair. We're gonna do 3 good shots with the Cleveland, 3 good shots with the Titleist after this, and compare the data. Full shots, sand wedge. Ball speed of 87, carried 111. Rolled out to 122. Backspin of 7,746. Let's hit good. 87 ball speed, carried 110. Going out to 120 on the nose. Backspin on that one was 7,950. 85 ball speed. Carried 108, I think. Carried 108. Rolled up to 119.3. Backspin was 7,435. All right, that's it for the Cleveland. Switch over to the Titleist. Full sand wedges, Titleist Vokey SM10. Ball speed of 83, carried 102, rolled out to 113, backspin of 7,523. Ball speed of 83, carrying 103, rolled out to 114, and backspin was 7,679, 76.79. Okay, last shot with the Vokey. Let's hit really well. 85-mile-an-hour ball speed, carried 106, rolled out to 116, had a little more spin on it. 83.57 spin, 8,357 RPMs of backspin. Okay, let's check the data out. Here's the data for the full sand wedges. The top line in the square here is the average of all of them. The first three are going to be the Clevelands, the second three are going to be the Titleists. On the ball speed, the Cleveland averaged 86.27. The Titleist averaged 83.3. So the Cleveland definitely came off hotter than the Titleist, about 3 miles an hour. On the backspin, the Titleist spun a little bit more. The Cleveland averaged 7,710, the Titleist 78.53. On the total carry and on the total yards, on carry and total yards, the Cleveland outperformed the Titleist. The average carry for the Cleveland was 108.83. For the Titleist, it was 103.2. And the total yards, the Cleveland beat Titleist by about 6 yards, 120.67 to 114.53. So the Cleveland was definitely the longer of the two by actually quite a bit. The Titleist spun a tiny bit more than the Cleveland. I've got the pin set at 50 yards. We're gonna hit the Titleist first, then the Cleveland, because everybody knows the short game is all about those feel shots, those half wedges. So 50 yards, see what we can do here. Carried that just a little bit deep, 55 yards. Still a good shot, plenty of spin on it. That one carried 54, total 55, spin was 84.21. That's right on the money. Tiny bit deep, a yard deep. Flew 51, let's see here. Flew 51, ended up 53, 74.41 backspin. That was 7 feet from the hole. I don't know about you, I'll take 7 feet from the hole, 100%. Last shot with the Vokey, then we'll go Cleveland. Pulled that just a hair. A lot of spin on that one. Carried 47. Spin was 8,004, and total distance was 48 yards. Okay, that's it for the Titleist. Let's go to the Cleveland. I've got the Cleveland 60 degree in hand. Pin is still set at 50 yards. Let's see how it compares to the Titleist. Now I will say, I'm not a professional golfer, so I'm not going to hit every shot exactly the same. I'm looking at the overall data, which one gets me closest to the pin and everything else. The closest shot I hit was 7 feet with the Titleist, and I'll take that. Let's see what we can do with Cleveland. That one looks really good. Carried 51. 6 feet from the pin, absolutely take that. Flew 50.7, total was 51.5, backspin of 81.24. That felt real good. Tiny bit deep, flew right over the pin though. Carried 53 yards, literally right over the pin. Backspin of 7,800, ended up being 54. We're 11 feet from the hole. .53 yards. Going up 54, 72.41 backspin, 11 feet from the hole. Okay, guys, that concludes the testing. Titleist versus Cleveland. On the 50-yard shot, approximately 50-yard shot, just to give you a quick update, the data's back in behind me, but without boring you with all the numbers because it was so close, the Titleist spun like 200 RPMs more on backspin, and the Cleveland carried like 1.5 yards further. Proximity, the Cleveland beat. The Cleveland's closest was 6 feet, the Titleist was 7 feet. Again, we're talking so close. So nothing wrong with these Titleist wedges. I mean, I have nothing bad to say. I've played Titleist Vokeys for years. I did switch to Cleveland this year. Full disclosure, Cleveland sponsored me. They sent me these wedges. And here's what I'm gonna say about them. When I compare the two side by side with the data, they both feel amazing. They both look great. They both perform wonderful. I get a little more yardage out of the Clevelands, a tiny bit more spin out of the Titleist, and a lot of that probably has to do with the shaft. So all things equal, they're very similar wedges. Here's though where I'm gonna give a big edge to Cleveland. Look at how beautiful these things are. When you order these Cleveland wedges, the RTZ Customs, they have a website you go to. You literally pick the shaft you want, all the way down to the ferrule colors. I went with the Vegas Golden Knights colors. That's why it looks like that. You get to pick imprinting that you want, screen printing you want. I got the poker cards on my sand wedge, and I got the $100 bill on my lob wedge because it's my money club. Also, my name is engraved on both of these. You'll see James on all of my wedges. Actually, I have 3 wedges, my gap wedge as well. So a lot more customization with Cleveland. So if I'm looking at wedges and they perform very similar, but I can get one customized to me, that's the direction I'm going. Nothing against Titleist. They make a phenomenal product, great product. I do give the edge to Cleveland based upon the customization that they can do with that. Hope this helps a little bit when you're trying to decide what wedge to go with, but the Cleveland Golf is the official wedge of Golfing Vegas now, and the data shows that they're so neck and neck. Just a tiny edge to Cleveland in my opinion, especially when you consider the customizations. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Please click subscribe, hit your notification. We got some more tests coming out, a lot more matches coming out. We're having a lot of fun here in Las Vegas with golf.